top 10 best players of baseball. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribes to my channel. 1. Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth. The single greatest player of all time bar none. Number 2 and so forth really begin at number 3 at best. Mays, Aaron, Mantle, Williams, etc. Very, very good players. Ask what any of them couldn't do. They couldn't pitch. Young, Alexander, Seaver, etc. couldn't hit. Ruth did it all. That's right, he could do it all. How many players had 320 win pitching seasons and lead the league in batting average and home runs live time? Yes, players lost time to wartime service, but Ruth lost at bats because he was a pitcher for his early years. Take Clemens or Feller or Gibson and tell them great job pitching. Now become one of the greatest hitters, lifetime average, home runs, etc. not happening. Ask Mays, Williams, Aaron, etc. Stop hitting and win us 20 games as a pitcher. Ruth, best ever all time. All who follow are good. Only good. 2. Willie Mays. Mays was the best overall player in the game. Ruth was known for his home runs. Aaron was also a great all-around player, but not quite the defensive player that Mays was. Pujols just finished his career in the top 5 in home runs and RBIs. He should be much higher on this list. Gehrig rounds out my top 5 due to his overall excellence, durability, and championships while he was playing. 3. Hank Aaron. I think Aaron should be above Willie Mays because Aaron was 3 times better than Mays. Of course, he never hit 50 homers in a season, but he had lots of 40-homer seasons. What's surprising is that even though Henry Aaron had more total bases than anyone else, he had a lower slugging percentage than guys like Mays, Hank Greenberg, and Ted Williams. While Babe Ruth was a great player, Aaron was the greatest hitter of all time. Because Ruth was a great hitter and a great pitcher, and Aaron was a great all-around player. If you take away all of his 755 home runs, he would still have 3,000 career hits because he had 3,771 hits in his career. And you subtract the total number of home runs from that, and he would have 3,016 hits in his career. 4. Ted Williams. Ted Williams has the highest OBP ever. He would have had the best OBP season if not for a cheater named Barry Bonds. He would have beaten Ruth's home run record if he didn't go to World War II and the Korean War. He did everything. He drew a ton of walks, only behind Bonds, and 2 players who played a lot more than him. His rookie season was amazing. He led the league in RBIs and extra base hits, came second in total bases and runs scored, and was up on the list in every other hitting category except for batting average. His 1940 season was also great. 1941 doesn't even have to be discussed. Every season after that was also great. He homered in his last at-bat. All-time great without a doubt. Incredible seasons. Incredible career. Williams was the greatest hitter of all time. He was also the greatest player. 5. Ty Cobb. Cobb is number 1, end of debate. Look at just about every offensive statistical category out there. And Miss Tiger Great retired at top, or near the top of almost all of them when he retired. Who else can say that? Ruth? No. Bonds? No. Mays? No. Aaron? No. Rose? No. How many of these guys hit over 400? None. Cobb did it 3 different times. Cobb also retired near the top of the all-time putouts and assist records for outfielders. So he wasn't just a great hitter who couldn't play defense, a la Ted Williams. I don't know what the official criteria or template is to determine who the greatest player ever is, but there isn't a single player who excelled in more areas of the game than Ty Cobb. 6. Lou Gehrig. If Gehrig hadn't gotten sick and continued on his trajectory, he would have broken all of Ruth's records and would be considered the gold standard bearer of baseball. He did it all, played sick, hurt, and in the shadow of Ruth, but still made an indelible name for himself. 7. Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle is easily in the top 3 list of the greatest baseball players of all time. Had he been healthy throughout his illustrious career, there is little doubt that he would have hit 800 or more home runs. He was unquestionably the most powerful home run hitter ever. the fastest player ever, especially to first base. He could do it all. In my view, he was a better player than Mays and Aaron. If Mantle had played in a smaller ballpark, like Ebbets Field or Wrigley Field, he likely would have hit 100 home runs in a season, perhaps close to 1,000 for his career. 8. Jackie Robinson. Could easily vote for Willie Mays, but no baseball player changed the game today. Made everyone play together, not separated. Jackie Robinson earns everyone's respect. As a Giants fan, I think Jackie Robinson should be the only athlete in the world to be idolized because of what he did, the pain he went through alone tells you that he's a revolutionary athlete. 9. Ken Griffey Jr. Think about this, look at his numbers now, and think he had 5 prime years taken away from him. There is no doubt about it, he would have literally have had every record in the book, RBIs, hits, and maybe gold gloves. He also changed the way baseball was marketed the way Magic and Bird did in the NBA. He made baseball relevant and cool again. And forget Bonds and everyone else, he was the best player of his generation, not to mention he just got the highest voting percentage in the history of the Hall of Fame. What does that tell you? 10. Walter Johnson. No doubt Walter Johnson was the better pitcher between himself and Cy Young. I've read probably 25 biographies of Hall of Famers, mostly notable hitters between 1880s, 1930s. All of them told of Walter Johnson and Christy Mathewson. Not one mentioned how tough it was hitting off Cy Young. Plus the guy pitched nearly every other game, giving him more opportunities to win games. Just imagine how many games Walter could have won if he were not in a 3 or 4-man rotation. What do you think of my video? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching my video.